Welcome to Old Fashioned Finance, the podcast that mixes cocktails and high finance. I'm your host, Caleb Franker, and I'm joined by my good friend and fellow money muddler, Jason Burnell.
Caleb, can a podcast about finance be entertaining?
Not without alcohol.
All right, let's mix it up. I finally have the script memorized.
Yeah,
I do.
You're getting good.
Like 109
as we're
episodes
winding it
in.
down. In case you missed it last week,
Yep.
I'm just going to say this is, we got 4 more episodes, including this one.
Yep.
We're going to wrap this baby up.
We are. We're gonna drink our final. Yeah, that ain't gonna
drink
happen.
our final 4 episodes. Let's just do them now. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding. 2-a-days. Forget 2-a-days.
No,
We're
I
going
can't.
4-a-days.
I can't do that. I'd be in a coma.
So the good thing about doing this and knowing that there is an endpoint, we've got a couple of topics that we've held on to a little bit and have been like, yeah, someday we'll do that episode. And
We don't want to sound like a bunch of old guys, like
we're gonna do them. Like
yeah, we're doing it.
Sort of like bucket list episodes.
Ooh.
I knew we were gonna stop when I did the Moneyball episode. That was my big bucket list episode.
That's good.
There's one that you've been talking about a lot. We're gonna do that today.
Woo!
What are we talking about today, Jason?
I am going to be like, get off my lawn here.
Well,
get rich quick is not a thing.
Oh, so you heard it here. How to get rich quick on the Old Fashioned Finance podcast.
Get rich quick.
Without trying.
Without trying.
All
yeah.
right. So this is going to be fun.
3 easy steps to footpicks.com.
Ooh.
Ugh.
I'm not taking pictures of my feet.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to pay for that.
Thank you. Oh, I don't know. The internet's a weird place.
Sure is. All right. Well, this is a family show. Let's not forget.
That's right.
Jason.
Welcome, families.
We're drinking something. This goes right with, you're already off the tracks. We're drinking something called the Left Hand today, which is another way of saying wrong.
Wrong. Exactly. This is a left-handed drink.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong about this drink because
has all the things we like.
The ingredients in front of me. I see one thing you don't like.
Ugh.
Hey, how'd that lemon get in here?
I don't know. I'll throw it
There's
at
no
Jamie like I
lemon in
threw the
there.
last one.
All right, so let's try the Left Hand here, Jason.
Okay.
We are drinking a cocktail comprised of bourbon.
Yes.
Surprise, surprise. Campari.
Why?
No, you like Campari. No, you don't.
I don't.
All right, well, okay. Let's
I
start
can't
with,
believe this bottle's almost gone.
It's getting there. 1.5 ounces
Never
of bourbon.
again.
1.5 ounces of bourbon. We went with Cooper's Craft this time.
Okay.
Pretty good bourbon.
For a
pretty
mixer?
Reasonably cheap.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it when I've had it. It doesn't knock me out. Like, it's not wonderful, but I think probably a pretty good mixer. Not super high proof. Campari, your personal favorite, as we found out over the course of this podcast.
Absolutely a waste.
3/4 of an ounce of Campari.
Thank
so
goodness.
that is not
a lot.
well, it's maybe a little more than you want, but we'll see. Carpano Antica. So a
Yes.
sweet vermouth. We love this one. 3/4 of an ounce.
So this
as well.
is just a ruined old fashioned.
Well,
Chocolate bitters.
Chocolate bitters, 3 dashes of chocolate bitters, and garnish that with a maraschino cherry. We always use Luxardo if given the opportunity.
It looks pretty.
It actually, is very
man.
Manhattan-y, actually, because instead of rye, we've got bourbon, but you throw the sweet vermouth in there, the Luxardo cherry. Bitters plug and play.
Yeah.
The Campari makes it a little more like a Boulevardier, except for you use rye. I don't know. So I'm not sure what to expect. How's it smell?
I'm not. It smells very chocolatey.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, 3 dashes is more than most drinks call for with bitter. So it's chocolate bitters.
A weird. I mean, looking at me, you would never guess this, but I'm actually not a big chocolate fan. We've had this discussion.
I am.
I know you are. You can't control yourself.
I can't. I am.
I will not rest till all the M&Ms are gone.
Yeah, I like chocolate like a girl likes chocolate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's probably not a good thing to say. But anyway, I love chocolate. I love dark chocolate. So I like chocolate bitters too. This smells good.
It doesn't to me, so I'm not sure.
See,
I don't know.
As I grow up, as I age and my palate matures, I see the place for Campari in cocktails. I don't hate it. I'm might
sorry.
even be on the I kind of like it.
Oh my gosh. I thought we
side
were
now.
friends.
Well, we were friends last episode.
We were.
Remember? We discovered that after 100-some episodes.
All right, let's drink this thing.
All right, cheers.
I'm scared. I am
Don't
truly
be scared.
Here we go. That's fabulous. Wow. I can't believe I said that.
And you can taste the Campari
Oh,
there,
yes,
right
I
at
can.
the end.
Dang it.
Ooh, that's a good drink.
We are friends.
That's a good drink. See? Now, there's where I'm going to say,
Wow. What
when
the heck?
properly used, Campari can be a great addition to a cocktail.
I know. I've heard that at least 27 times through this whole bottle. And
Well, I did take it home for Thanksgiving.
oh, thank
'cause
you.
I don't know why Negronis just sound like a Thanksgiving drink.
Oh, yeah. I think
Um,
they pair well with gravy.
Jason, I got to go in for another one.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm.
I do not like what it's doing on my nose, though. I'm just going to say that. I
You
don't
don't like the nose, but you like the taste.
It's really good. Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone would. I mean, we should go to our local drinking hole and see if anyone can make a left hand.
I've never heard of it until
neither.
Researching.
That's
trying to
really-
find new drinks.
That's really pretty dang good.
That is good.
That's. I'm just gonna put it. It's in that Manhattan
yes.
kind. I mean, it's got a
Well,
lot.
that's
of the
okay. So
ingredients.
that's it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
if you
the
like
Manhattan, like the variations of
Yeah.
Manhattans have been very.
Promising.
I even think
I think
of
we
like
know what we like.
well, the Rob Roy, using Scotch instead of
Right.
rye.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna drink Scotch by itself,
But with
very rarely, but mixed up with Manhattan stuff, yeah,
With Carpano, like
yeah.
all day.
But the Campari is what makes this so interesting. You have to admit
it's like the tie that binds.
it really is.
Dang
So
it.
when
Dang
used in the proper ratio, like that
Good
really
thing on the
is
episode,
just
like,
the right amount of Campari.
109. I was just about
Is
ready.
it 109? It is, isn't it?
I'm just about ready to give up. on
Now you're gonna
Campari.
go buy when this one's done. You're gonna go buy another bottle of
I
Campari.
don't know. Maybe for this drink, that's really good.
It is good. The left hand.
Dang it. We need to save that one, okay?
Yeah. So it's funny because the left hand, it seems like that's associated with wrong.
Yeah.
I actually so in Sunday
Yeah.
school I did a lesson on the Psalms, and we were talking about the importance of the right hand in Scripture.
Yep.
And how that's the hand of power and all the dominance and all these kinds
Sure.
of things. And then the opposite, when the left hand is referenced,
And
it's
that
always a
little
bad thing.
child in the back's like, but
I'm left-handed.
Caleb.
But
but Mr. Caleb, I'm left-handed.
the point being, as I dug into that stuff, the left hand, I'm guessing there's something to that name.
Sure.
Maybe it's so wrong, Jason, that it's right. And you're like, I
Ooh.
shouldn't like this, but I
That's
do.
the best description so far. Because
And it's a really good tie-in to our topic.
it really is. It really is. Yeah. So, here we go. Finance topic.
Moving on.
We are.
This is a good drink.
It's a great
Drink
drink.
it, folks.
So, get rich quick. How to
Yes.
get rich.
How to do it.
in
Let's.
3 easy steps.
Oh man, the fact that they're easy makes it even better.
Easy. Yep. You just got to watch. You got to buy my TikTok videos. I'm just kidding. Man, this is like
Sorry, for 4 easy payments.
for 4 easy payments of $20.99. Yep.
It just makes me think of Mitch
Yeah.
Hedberg.
Oh, but
4
wait.
easy payments.
Oh, but
I
wait.
want 3 easy and 1 really, really hard payment.
Well, I guess we could arrange for that. Yeah, this is literally driving me nuts.
You're hearing. I feel like the 90s were ripe with these get rich quick pyramid scheme kind
Yep,
of things, and
yep.
it does feel like it's coming back.
It is coming back in a big way, and I think this time it's fueled with our lack of attention. Okay, so this isn't 10, 15-second clips. People are thinking they're going to get the secret.
Because that's how we communicate now.
That's right. That's all our attention spans allow for. That's why these episodes are 10 seconds long. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's funny because our shorts get a
Way
whole
more.
lot more views.
Way
and they're
more
about 10 or
views.
15
4,000 or
seconds.
5,000 views on a short that's 15 seconds long.
Yeah.
Stupid. Anyways,
3 easy steps, though. You can fit it in 15 seconds.
you can. And since they're 3 easy steps, nobody knows anything about these 3 easy steps.
Yeah.
Sarcasm. It's everywhere. And I
Mhm.
think what you're finding is money gurus, these charlatans are out there promoting ideas,
Mhm.
okay, that more than likely are making them rich.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody is getting
These
rich.
guys are a bunch of flippin' jokers.
So
Okay.
are you saying 3 easy steps to getting rich would be 1, create a get rich quick create a get rich quick scheme. Fool a whole bunch of people to think that there are 3 easy steps and then implement.
This is like the
Get
same
them to pay you.
formula that has existed in get rich quick schemes since the beginning of money. Okay? Like there's nothing new about this at all except for the platform.
Okay.
Okay? You have more listeners, and I cannot believe I'm a financial advisor, right? So
What?
I'm a planner.
No kidding. Me too.
Wow. We should be friends.
I think we were last week.
We were until you put Campari.
Oh boy.
It's all right. I like this drink.
It's a good one.
The reality is that these guys are on the internet. They have a platform, and people are listening. And now we have this. I think we're starting to implant this idea of hustle, multiple streams of income without knowing anything.
Well, and let's not. First of all, hustling. I'm for it.
But the hustle,
Multiple
the
streams of income.
the
I'm for it.
hustle, the hustling, like
What it's almost like, and I'm not promoting Urban Dictionary here, but that term has a different definition now than it did before.
correct.
Hustling used to mean work hard,
Right.
get after it,
I'm
pick
so-
up overtime.
This is like taking advantage of
deliver
people.
pizzas, all that kind of
Right.
stuff. Hustling means something different now, like the hustle, like
Right.
you're being hustled.
Right. And that's not good.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you hear these videos, and it's advice. It's like not practical. It seems way too easy. You got to run. Okay. And I hate to, I'm like pounding the table.
I find it really funny when you get all this advice from someone with no experience.
Yeah.
Have you
And
seen
so here it is. Like last week. Okay.
You're not don't name names or anything.
I won't.
Right?
Last week, I visited a local high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look, folks, there is hope. Our youths are not a bunch of idiots. Okay. Well educated. Yes, they're subscribing to some of these notions.
Mm-hmm.
But I see like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, smart kids.
You
that
see
are-
motivation.
There's motivation, yeah. And so, but the frustrating thing, literally, when I was driving away from the school, man, they are getting smashed with this idea.
So there's motivation, but would you say it's misdirected?
Yeah, so misdirected towards the get rich quick.
Okay.
It's trading penny stocks,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
trading stocks on your own,
Mhm.
individual stocks,
Mm-hmm. Meme stocks.
Drop shipping.
Yeah. So this is something. Boomer alert.
Yeah.
I've heard Jacob at the office talk about drop shipping.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't
Drop shipping, look
just
it up.
fix my computer.
I don't
please.
even want to talk about it because it's like it just fix my computer.
Just turn my computer box on. What are you talking about? Drop ship.
I try to get my emails.
No, explain
my
that a
emails
little
are stuck
bit.
on my
Hey,
computer.
because you know what? Some listeners might be like me and are wondering what in the world. You know what? I have heard that in the break room at work. What the heck are we talking about?
I'm gonna do like no justice to this, but it's essentially selling stuff that you never touch, right? And
Okay.
like you sold it, and you hope the third party that you found will ship it, and you get a little cut.
Okay.
And that's the flunky definition. But again, these are
like you're selling fidgets that are being shipped from China,
potentially,
and
Yeah.
you're marking it up.
Correct.
Basically.
yeah. So I'm
You're
getting
clearing
a
a little
50
bit of
cent
a profit.
fidget, and I'm selling it for $5.
Okay.
And I never touch it. I'm drop shipping it, and I'm just the like middleman, really.
Okay.
Okay. It's these ideas all came up. Okay.
So this all came up at the local high school.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So these kids are like inquisitive. They're
They want to
curious.
make money.
Yeah, and it's just if they were a little more mature, you would stop and ask yourself the question, like,
You were pretty mature in high school.
I was an idiot.
Some would argue. Okay, go on with your point.
I was so arrogant and cocky, and I was smart, and I was inquisitive, and I was a thinker, and I was ready to move on, and I wanted to
And now look what he's become, folks.
Yeah. inquisitive, arrogant,
Tired.
tired. No, like these kids are like, they want to figure it out. They feel like there's like,
They want to retire at 30, darn it.
I mean, that part is what's probably the most frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like every adult around you, every single one of them is working their tail off
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Mom
and
and dad.
you think that you're going to figure out a way that is on the internet in a 15-second or shorter video that they haven't thought about.
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun, right?
That is so incredibly immature that it's starting. Honestly, these guys that are on the TikTok are, it's so frustrating to me. I want to shake these guys.
Okay, so here's my question to you, and this might be an obvious question, but I want to spark discussion.
Okay.
Why is this so appealing now? Because, okay, you and I, our generation, I don't feel like this was a thing as much.
You know what?
Why is it so appealing now?
I do see. I was on the tail end of like the tech boom when I was a teenager.
We watched Enron from the classroom, right?
Yeah, I mean,
We
and
watched
that was a case study when I was in college. Like
Tyco. What were the other big?
WorldCom,
Yeah.
Adelphia.
Boy.
Whew. I mean, it was easy. The trading platform for buying and selling stocks, E-Trade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the baby advertising, how easy it was. And
Oh, yeah, I remember that baby. Yeah.
Remember?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so like you could easily pick a stock, buy it on your own. You didn't need a broker. You know, all of this stuff was
Mhm.
like, it was literally created in my time as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And I could remember standing in Office Max in Defiance, Ohio, and the guy working at the Gateway store was buying and selling prepaid legal. I'll never forget it.
Prepaid legal.
It was a stock, and he was making money until he didn't. Okay.
Until he lost it all.
I don't even think it exists anymore. Okay. So like, it was totally new. It was the same kind of rhetoric, but I feel like you graduated right about the time the tech bubble was exploding.
I graduated in 2003.
Okay,
And
so-
so I got into like the intro to business classes and the classes where we I remember we had a project my junior year, I think, where we did we came up with a stock portfolio. It was State of Ohio did this thing where you could sign up.
It was
you
like
could- you had
like
$100,000.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then it was a competition. Yeah. And I was
You didn't win,
I was my
right?
team leader. Actually, we did really well.
Yeah. You
th-
came
we
in
had, we
99th
had
place.
No, we had two teams. My friend Dan Detmer.
Ooh.
You know Dan?
No.
Oh, okay. Seems like you would know Dan. Anyway, my friend Dan Detmer. Hopefully he's listening. I think he does sometimes.
He's
Class
gonna
of
be like,
03.
Wait
go
a second.
Tigers.
I was the get rich quick guy.
He was the team leader on the other team, and I remember their
Ooh.
team. They were like, "Hey, we found this stock. It's crazy, Enron." And they
Oh
went,
my
they went for
gosh.
it, man. They went for it. And
Did
so,
it fail during?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That
that's
was going on
awesome.
right
What
during
a
that
great
class.
lesson.
So it was that whole like, hey, this is a can't miss. We're going to put all our eggs in this basket. We're going for it here. Now, look, we didn't have anything on the line. But obviously, you know where they finished.
Yeah.
Right?
0.
Because when it was over, they didn't have any money to trade with.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So again, like that's what we're talking about here.
Mhm.
Okay. These kids don't necessarily have the experience needed to make even like any analytical decision. They're taking the
You're
information.
saying our job
in
looks harder than it is.
on days. On days.
This year. it has
But
been.
I'm actually like I have an equal amount of anger as I do sadness. Okay? Because again,
That's
if
a dangerous cocktail.
it is there a cocktail anger and sadness?
Anger and
Anyways,
sadness.
you back up and if you're a thinker, okay, which I think many teenagers actually are, we just don't give them credit. And you say like, why haven't every adult around me done this?
Yeah, if it's so great, why has nobody else figured it out yet?
Exactly.
Right.
And why, if this is readily available on the interwebs, it's there, it's available, I can see it, why is no one else doing it and making
Why
it
are
work?
you the only one that's on this?
Why
big
does my
time?
poor dad get up every morning and go to work, and my poor mom get up and go to work,
Mhm.
and they're tired and they're beaten down? That's the question you need to ask.
So I'm going to pick on you here. Are you saying that, well, look, folks, there's no easy way. You have to wake up, be beat down, go to work hard, and just deal with it. And by the way, also get off my lawn. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
But I do think that the odds of a person, okay, the average high school graduate this year, okay, my son's one of them,
Mm-hmm.
finding and successfully implementing a get-rich-quick idea are way, way lower than 0% as a, like, I'm talking a fractional percent, lower than 1%.
Okay.
Okay? It's so unlikely.
Can you think of any get-rich-quick schemes that worked?
So,
And the benefactors are not in jail.
oof. No, I can't.
I can't off the top of my
Maybe
head.
I need to do a little more research on that, but I can't think of any. I can think of people that were in the right place at the right time.
Okay.
I'm
that's
thinking
different.
like 2008 and 9, buying real estate,
Mm-hmm.
had cash, invested
But
in
that's not a get-rich-quick. That's a
no.
simple value, right?
No.
Okay, real estate values have been cut in some places half. I'm sitting on a whole bunch of cash because the government just printed a bunch and sent it out, right?
An analytical
that make-
mind can make a reasonable conclusion that the opportunity to buy real estate in 2008 and 9 was going to be real
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Okay? That has nothing to do with a TikTok video that says you should drop ship. Okay?
Yeah.
I know. I mean,
I like that you call it tic-tac. I think it's great.
I get sucked in too, okay? Like I can see why it's so addicting.
Is that what you're doing in your office?
No.
Watching tic-tac videos of get-rich-quick schemes? You're like, so far, nope, not convincing me.
Not convincing. No.
More ideas.
Yeah. I think, besides just like begrudging those guys that are out there trying to figure out these get rich quick, that I'm not trying to discourage taking a risk. Okay? That's not it at all. In fact, I think
Our job is managing risk.
yeah, exactly. And one of the
That doesn't mean eliminating risk. That means managing risk.
I had I could tell a super intelligent, smart, fill in the next word, child, teenager in the class
Mm-hmm.
who you can tell is probably annoying every teacher in that building.
The one that asks all the questions.
Asks all the questions that somehow seem
I'm not convinced.
to be
Yeah.
like just making their jobs harder.
Uh-huh.
In this class, asking these questions, who I think like made
But
the
what
real
about this?
made a realization while I was talking to him that he was like up against someone with equal ability to answer his questions.
Uh-huh.
I could see him realizing that, crap, this is not going to work.
So you were on the same mental plane as this teenager.
Yeah.
With his
Yeah, finally I found
non-fully
someone-
functional brain. Did you adopt this child?
I did it. But I could see it.
Did you hire him?
It's someone that, you kind of like put in your back pocket. You're like, man,
Intern maybe.
interesting. Yeah, interesting. So
He told me this cool thing about drop shipping.
I'm going to try that. Anyways, so here's the thing. Lots of surveys have been done on what does work.
Okay.
I don't want to just be the guy that's like, get off my lawn. Okay.
Yeah.
Although this is really infuriating for me. However, here we go.
So there's a point.
There is a point. Yeah. So this is like one of the most classic Tom Stanley, The Millionaire Next Door guys.
It's a good read.
Great read. I mean, one of the things that tickled my intellect when I
Mhm.
was a young, dumb teenager was this book.
Yep.
Okay. And
I remember my aunt giving me this book for my high school graduation. That was 20 years ago.
my dad had that book sitting in his closet, and I remember finding it. I'm like, this is awesome. I want to read this. Like, this is awesome. So here's the thing. Most people that have wealth are self-made.
Yes.
Okay. So these are some of the conclusions.
Kind of similar. We did way back.
A long time
We
ago.
did an episode on millionaires.
Yep.
And I think we had margaritas.
88%. This is pretty up to date. 88% of millionaires are self-made.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that.
That is staggering. For sake of time.
Well, I think what we're talking about, though, is hustle and what hustle actually is. So you talk 88% are self-made. They weren't given anything.
They
did
did
not
not-
inherit
they do not
a company or a fortune.
I would call this multi-generational wealth. They
Right.
don't
They didn't
have a
have that.
family that just set down, an easy get rich kind of situation.
They probably had to scratch and claw.
They had to scratch and claw. In fact, that I remember that from this book from 35, 40 years ago when I read it. I'm 40, so I was a kid. 30 years ago.
This kid in his diapers reading Millionaire Next Door.
Hence my future, right? Make me another drink. Math is getting fuzzy.
You have quite a bit here
I
to
know.
go.
2 a days. Math is getting real fuzzy.
Okay.
Here are some of the things that millionaires have done. They set ambitious goals.
Yes.
Love it. Consistent behaviors. They have mentors. Man, that's
Yeah.
a good one. I
Yeah.
suck at that one personally. I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay, so a mentor would be someone who would say, with what's going on now with
I'll
a lot
just
of these.
read. This
like,
is
hey,
from Business
This
News
scheme,
Daily.
I've seen it before, right?
Many self-made millionaires are quick to admit that they cannot possibly know how to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
They reach out to others who know the ins and outs.
And I think in addition to that, the humility to say, okay, I thought this was a great idea. Maybe it's not. Somebody's gone before me and tried this, right?
This is an awesome part. They look for feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Like, they're willing to accept criticism, because that's usually what feedback is,
Yes.
okay, and use it, okay? They are not afraid of failure. That is probably, I would say, in my list, that's number one.
Okay.
We set up kids, teenagers today. We give them awards. They get awards for everything, and we never allow them. We wrap them in bubble wrap, and we don't let them
This
fail.
really is get off my lawn.
It ticks me off.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 7 children, and I want them to fall on their face, and I'll be there to help them up. Okay?
There is a lot. Failure teaches lessons.
It does.
And, we've talked before about how thick-headed we can be. Sometimes I only learn the hard way.
Right. Yeah, only way to get through to you.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that is just like awesome that this is one of the points that was like in the study.
There was a great band, an album that they put out called What We Learned from Failure. I think it was based on a Theodore Roosevelt quote.
Don't know what that is. Who's the band?
Dash the Assassin.
We know those guys. They understand the value of time. We've talked about this.
We did.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So it's really interesting. Just a few last points because I think they're important. Income does not equal wealth.
True.
Okay? It's behaviors. What do you do with it? How do you take your income, multiply it, and have compound interest applied to it over the long haul?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Live on a budget. Know where your dough doth go. I love that.
Okay.
Okay?
It's harder to say after a couple drinks.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I pulled it off.
Don't try it again.
I'm going to just stop. Success. Know where you want your dough to go.
Uh-huh.
Okay? That's like control your money, right? I'm going to keep flipping through my pages. I can't read this one. Time is money. We
Yes.
talked about that a little bit. Love the home you're in. Love that. You're like a great example of this.
I don't love it. I love how
You love how it makes you feel.
I love the freedom that it gives me.
Exactly.
It's very affordable. It's not a burden whatsoever.
Caleb lives in a 1,200 square foot home.
11.
I'm sorry. I was describing a mansion.
Year 18.
I'm sorry.
We're going on year no. How many years? We're going on year 17 of our 5-year house.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a common story. This is a great
Wait,
one.
am I a millionaire?
Ooh.
Ooh. No one
Love
told me.
the spouse. Love the spouse you're with.
Oh, I do that.
I know.
Gosh, I'm going to be a millionaire in no time.
You are.
Let's throw some more out there.
Don't drive away your wealth.
Uh-huh.
That's cars.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You don't need a Tesla. No Tesla for
I
you.
don't want a Tesla.
I'm
Tesla.
just doing Tesla.
We say it that way
I
now.
know, Tesla. The rich are different. They're happier. Wrong.
Hey,
Not necessarily.
the wise sage once said, "Mo money, mo problems." I'm
Live
talking
below
about the
your means.
Notorious B.I.G.
I know you are. I know you are. I like it when you call me Big Papa. On that note, let's wrap this up.
I think if I can throw my spin on it and summarize, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And I think I hear this from a generation. I hear the word hustle a lot.
Yeah.
And I guess hustle means something different. I think with a couple of years of experience behind you, hustle
A hustle.
is different than hustle.
Right.
And
We
you
don't
have
want to
be-
confuse that with working hard and
I think what you talked about at the school is you see drive, you see ambition, you see
Mhm.
motivation, and
Yep.
what some of these folks need is it's. I mean, what I tell a lot of my clients, honestly, is, hey, we're a good fit because you've got a lot of drive, you have goals, you want to go somewhere, and you're going 100 miles an hour. You can only see this on the video podcast. You're going 100 miles an hour this way, and I love it. But here's the deal: if we can get you to go there,
Right.
make an adjustment.
exactly.
That's where we can help you. And I think that's the gist behind it is really there's probably not a shortcut for hard work.
right.
But, if you're doing what you love, you never work a day in your life. You hear all the cliches, the sayings.
Yeah.
But, hustle versus hustle, I think, is what I'm taking away from this.
Work hard.
A hustle
Work hard.
versus hustle.
Become an expert.
Yeah.
Learn.
And it takes time to do
Get a
that.
mentor.
Probably not going to get rich quick.
Probably not. And you don't have to make, 7 figures when you're 25.
It'd be nice.
You're not 25.
No, that's what I mean. It would be nice to be 25. That's
Oh, I see. My back wouldn't hurt.
all right, folks. My back
Get
hurt
off
when I
my
was
lawn.
25. So Jason says, "Get off my lawn." I say, thanks for having a drink with us this week. It is time to close out the tab. If you have a question or a topic you want addressed on the Old Fashioned Finance podcast, be sure to email us at podcast@bluejfg.com. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to share the show with someone you love or just someone who needs a little money muddling themselves. You can stay up to date with the latest action by following us on Facebook. Old Fashioned Finance is brought to you by Blue Jay Financial Group. That's bluejfg.com and produced by Podastery Studios. We've been your hosts, Caleb and Jason. Cheers.
Cheers.
Left hand. That was awesome. Blue Jay Financial Group, LLC. Blue Jay is a registered investment advisor registered with the state of Ohio. Registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training. The presence of this advertisement on this podcast shall not be directly or indirectly interpreted as a solicitation of investment advisory services to persons of another jurisdiction unless otherwise permitted by statute. Follow-up or individualized responses to a consumer in a particular state by Blue Jay and the rendering of personalized investment advice for compensation shall not be made without first complying with jurisdiction requirements or pursuant an applicable state exemption. All verbal and written consent on this presentation is for information purposes only. Opinions expressed herein are solely those of Blue Jay unless otherwise specifically cited. Material presented is believed to be from reliable sources, and no representations are made by our firm as to other parties' informational accuracy or completeness. All information or ideas provided should be discussed in detail with an advisor, accountant, or legal counsel prior to implementation.